What is up, everybody? It's Viper Parlay coming at you with a second upload for today. In this video, we're going to break down the main card, the results, what happened in each of the fights, each of the rounds, what I noticed, and things like that. So let's not take up more of your time. Let's just jump right into it. So up first, we have Chimaev. My goodness, not much to say about this fight. Chimaev shooted for the takedown. He literally picks McKee up, carries him to the corner. Like, that was insane. I thought he would slam him or something. Literally just picks the guy up, takes him to the corner, and takes him down. Chimaev then establishes control on top and has the Dagestani handcuff, of course, followed by solid ground and pound. And when I say solid ground and pound, I mean like this guy did like 60 strikes, didn't get hit once. Chimaev unloaded hammer fists and ground and pound attacks against McKee, and after countless strikes, the ref stopped the fight. We did predict this one correctly. Of course, the betting odds were like 1,400 in favor of Chimaev, and he made record because he got 2 victories within the span of 10 days. So that was a really interesting outcome. Now, moving right along to the second fight, we have Sabata versus Oliveira. Oliveira, we did predict this one correctly. So round 1, both of the fighters landed body kicks and were reading each other, being very calculative. Oliveira hurt Sabata with a body kick again, and he appeared to be very uncomfortable. However, shortly, he was able to return a vicious body kick against Oliveira. Both of these fighters were very awkward and hard to read. They're constantly moving and evading strikes. Beautiful movement, though. Oliveira blocked a kick from Sabata and appeared his forearm was in some sort of pain because he blocked it with his forearm. So round 2, Sabata went ahead and shot for a takedown, but Oliveira returned with razor elbows to his head, and Sabata pinned him against the cage and applied pressure, but those elbows had cut the top of Sabata's head and he was bleeding. So Oliveira landed a low blow kick, and it was intended to be for the body of Sabata, but the ref had to separate them for a little bit. Then Oliveira landed an accidental eye poke against Sabata, so the ref had to separate them again. There was a beautiful punch landed by Oliveira right before the round ended, and it sent Sabata flying down, literally saved by the bell. That happened twice already in the night, one in the prelims, one now. But anyways, both fighters were careful during the final round. A body kick by Oliveira hurt Sabata again during around the 3-minute mark. Beautiful jabs and striking overall from Oliveira. Another body kick rocked Sabata, and then the fight was done after that. So it was Oliveira victory by unanimous decision. 3 judges scored at 30-27, and we did predict this one correctly. Up next, we have Craig versus Antigulov. This one was interesting. So first round, Craig put great pressure on Antigulov to start off the fight. Antigulov then pushed Craig against the cage and scored a takedown. Then the fighters scrambled a little bit. Craig was on the bottom and Antigulov was on top. Then Craig was able to get a submission, but Antigulov scored a great deal of strikes in ground and pound. Craig was able to get the submission, which was a triangle, while Antigulov got distracted, attempting to strike Craig repeatedly. So it was the first round, submission. Craig won, submission by triangle, and we did predict this one correctly as well. Up next, we had Rodriguez versus Esparza. This one really sucked, but Rodriguez in the first round, she had a noticeable height and reach advantage. Esparza was able to take Rodriguez down early in the round, and Rodriguez tried to hold her close and prevent any ground and pound. However, Esparza utilized her wrestling skills and her strength to slip in punches to the body, elbows, and punches to her face. Esparza at one point lifted her up off the ground and slammed her back down on her back, which was crazy. And then Rodriguez landed elbows from the bottom, which busted Esparza open. So at that point, I was like, okay, so she did some damage. Maybe she could still take it. Rodriguez was able to get on top of Esparza after that and utilize striking. Then the 2 fighters scrambled and eventually landed back on their feet, only to end the round scrambling again. So round 2, Rodriguez landed an elbow strike a few times. It was a slower round overall. Both fighters were very careful. Esparza tried to land a takedown, but it wasn't successful. And then she tried again and was unsuccessful again. Around the 3-minute mark, she was able to land a takedown finally and had Rodriguez on her back as she attempted to move into high guard. So Esparza then attempted to ground and pound, and it was somewhat successful. Esparza landed nice heavy shots. The round ended with Esparza trying to land a submission on Rodriguez, but Rodriguez used that to her advantage, landed some heavy shots to Esparza's unguarded face, which busted her up open further because she was already bleeding from round 1. And at the end of the round, Esparza was very, very bloody. Round 3, Esparza attempted a takedown but failed. Rodriguez utilized pressure, but eventually, she got taken down. Esparza trapped her leg and threw vicious punches at her unguarded face. Both fighters eventually ended up back on their feet, only for Esparza to take Rodriguez down again and trap her left foot. Rodriguez landed an elbow from underneath, then Esparza landed quite a few as well. Esparza ended the round with control and on top, overall dominance. So we predicted this one incorrectly. Esparza won by split decision, which is weird because I don't think it should have been a split decision. I think Esparza clearly won, but judges scored it 29-28, Esparza 29-28 Rodriguez, and then 30-27 Esparza. So interesting fight. Predicted it incorrectly. Esparza clearly knew she had to utilize her wrestling to win this fight, and she did it. Good training. Rodriguez just didn't train, wrestling enough. She didn't have enough experience with it. So moving right along, we had Gustafsson versus Werdum. Very disappointed in Gustafsson's heavyweight debut. So he displayed speed, which was good in the first round. Werdum displayed strength. He had a strong leg kick. Werdum attempted a spinning kick but missed. I was like, oh man, this doesn't look good. And then while attempting a leg kick, Gustafsson caught him with a strike. Werdum tried to take down Gustafsson, however, he was struggling to do so. Then Gustafsson gave his back to Werdum, and he set up the armbar eventually. It was a very concerning position, but then Gustafsson, of course, ended up tapping out to that armbar. So it was a round 1 submission. Werdum won with an armbar. Predicted that one incorrectly. I expected Gustafsson to do a little bit better, but not a problem. We still ended up doing 60% correct. Up next, we had Rua versus Little Nog. So round 1, it was slow to start. Rua was able to press Nog against the cage for a little while. Both the fighters ended on their back on the fight. Nog landed a straight left, and Rua missed a couple of combinations after that. Rua landed wonderful leg kicks overall. Round 2, Nog was able to maintain control and have Rua on his back. And so Rua was scrambling, but Nog had good control on his legs. Then with about 2 minutes left, Rua was able to stand back up and failed at landing a takedown. Rua connected with a good right punch, though, and an inside low kick. Round 3, Rua's nose was bleeding, and he landed a low kick. Rua landed a kick and punch combination, and he took the leg from Nog. Both fighters landed punches overall, which was good. Rua landed a punch, and Nog stumbled, and it could have been from him being tired or maybe him being hurt. Rua landed another low kick and punch. He then landed a takedown and was in half guard. He was able to posture up a little bit and landed a bit of ground and pound. Then the round ended after Rua landed a few more punches. So Rua won by split decision, 29-28, 29-28, and 28-29. So we predicted this one correctly. Rua won. It was a bunch of old people fighting. A lot of people felt like Little Nog won, but it is what it is at the end of the day. Up next, we have the fight of the night. It is Whittaker versus Till. So round 1, Till charged inwards, but Whittaker landed a quick jab to stop that. It was immediate. I was like, that's the pace we're setting. And so Whittaker missed an overhand. Whittaker fell with a hard punch from Till and then scrambled to get back on his feet. Both fighters stood right back up. It was a clean elbow to the chin of Whittaker. Whittaker missed a random overhand twice. You're going to see that a lot in this fight. Around halfway of the first round, Till increased his overall pressure and evaded Whittaker's overhands. Darren got Whittaker clinched against the cage, and then they broke free. Till snapped a kick to the hand of Whittaker. He blocked it. Whittaker landed a leg kick, and Till responded with one of his own. The fighters exchanged strikes as the first round came to an end. Round 2, Whittaker landed a hook. He then landed an overhand right, and that dropped Till. Then the fight went to the ground, and Whittaker was on top. and he dropped heavy ground and pound strikes against Till. Whittaker displayed strong grappling and wrestling as he took Till's back. Till stood back up and the fight was back on the feet. Whittaker landed a few leg kicks, as he's known for his leg kicks, of course. Till's leg started turning red and purplish. Till, he still kept the pressure on Whittaker. Whittaker had way more strikes in round 1 and 2. Till kind of started slowing down. Round 3, they exchanged strikes, but both of them dodged the heavy head kicks that were going on. Very calculative round. It was kind of slower than the other ones. Whittaker did throw some wild shots and overhands, but to no avail. Darren's eye seemed to be giving him a bit trouble. He was trying to blink through it, but he did manage through it. Whittaker went for a takedown, but it didn't work out well. Then he tried to engage while exiting that attempt. I think it was an elbow or a hook. In the last minute of the third round, Whittaker missed another overhand and defended against Till's head kick. He was able to pin Till to the cage for a brief moment and then missed a wild hook and overhand. Into the fourth round, I was hoping, the fight was going to end here, but it did not. Both fighters came out a little bit more active than the previous round. Till landed a nice left hand. Both of the fighters displayed beautiful footwork overall. Till landed an elbow and some really big punches. Whittaker was able to take them and not get dropped. He literally ate those punches. Whittaker tried to do a takedown, but it didn't work, and Till had really good head movement. And so moving to round 5, Till knew he had to do something drastic. He utilized his range striking a little bit. Whittaker was prepared to evade, though, and he had his overhand ready. You could tell he was loading it up. Whittaker landed many leg kicks. Till caught Whittaker with an elbow and followed it with a combination, but Whittaker, he literally ate those as well. Strong chin. Whittaker was bleeding profusely towards the end of the round, and he landed a brief takedown. So Whittaker was all bloodied up and everything. The fight went back to the feet afterwards, and then the final round ended. It was a unanimous decision. Whittaker won. We predicted that one incorrectly. Judges scored it 48-47. And so that ended the night. I'm going to be uploading a video real soon, again today, the third upload, talking about my personal bets and how that ended up. Spoiler alert, it wasn't pretty. Although I was 60% accurate for the entire card, the personal bets that I picked from that just didn't go through as I planned. So if you like the video and if you like the upcoming videos, go ahead, like the video, subscribe, put the notifications on. I'm going to be doing these kind of videos for every single UFC event. Follow me on Twitter and I guarantee you I'll follow you back. Let's have some fun, make some money. Let's do it.